Hi, my name is Angus Ho with Daddy Dat, a part of the Ash Management Group. I want to show how you can budget as a full-time engineer, make real estate investments, and live an exceptional family life as a dad. So, come along with me in this journey of wealth. In the Ash method, you have now reached the house part of this method. But the work has just begun because the phase of making your first purchase has many steps and things that you will need to complete before you are making money off your property has just begun. So let's begin, because the sooner you start, the sooner you will be able to reach that dream house of yours, travel the world, and be financially independent. Before you turn off this video, just remember that I'm just an everyday dad who works hard as an engineer to stay out of debt. I am a person who used the Ash method to strategically invest in real estate and the stock market to get where I am today. So, if I can follow all these steps to buying a rental property, so can you. The most and the hardest step of all is coming up with the down payment. The down payment can range anywhere between 5% to 20% of the purchase price of the house. So let's say you do a very traditional purchase on a $500,000 house at 20% down. You would need to come up with $100,000 as down payment. Coming up with that kind of money is insanely challenging to get, so I give you two quick methods to do it. Rob a bank, learn to pickpocket, or hack a Fortune 500 company. I hope you didn't take me seriously. The legitimate ways of making the down payment is accumulate and save. Working a full-time job or side hustles. Investing your money and waiting patiently for it to grow. I have made many videos about how to do that, including the top 10 tips on paying down your debt. The second step is building your credit score. Your credit score is so important. It gives you the ability to leverage someone else's money for cheap. It also allows you to get a mortgage. You can check out some of my previous videos on how your credit score works. Make sure you check what your credit score is now using creditkarma.ca, because the sooner you know what your number is, the sooner you know what kind of interest you might be getting. A good number that you should have is around 620. This score will allow you to borrow from major banks and prime lenders. Of course, this number will vary from different lenders. 620 is a good number to shoot for. The next step is to talk to lenders. There are many things to learn when it comes to borrowing money. There are many types of lenders like A lenders, B lenders, hard money lenders, and so much more. Each type of lender will have different criteria to lend to you. Your credit score, your income, and the type of financing you need. That is why you need to talk to your lender to find out what is the best thing for you. So far, my lending process has been very normal and traditional. However, as I scale up my business, I won't be able to say the same thing for long. One of the first things the lender will do is take a bunch of preliminary information and do a pre-positioning for you. They will tell you what your purchasing power is so that you can budget it for your purchase. Your lender should be part of your team, so look around for the best that suits you. I personally prefer people that are real estate investors themselves. That way, they can help you organize your finances better. Understand your perspective and bounce stories off of each other to keep you accountable. The next step is seeing properties. When looking for properties, it's important to be transparent with your realtor. What is it that you're looking for? Turnkey, fixer-upper, or infill? This way, your realtor can set up a search that will help you focus on the houses you're looking for. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting a bunch of time looking at houses that isn't right for you. I have seen so many homes that aren't properly suited and will take so much money to suite it. I also like houses with garages so it can be rented out separately for extra cash flow. This also means a back lane is necessary. Make sure you see houses consistently to get experience on what to look for, get a sense of what things you will accept and what things you will not accept at all. Just remember, the more renovated the house is, the more expensive the house will be. Finding that perfect balance between house and cost is tricky. Another benefit of seeing properties is that your realtor will get to know you better and help you find that house that you want faster. It's also a great time to learn from the experts. The next step is to find positive cash flowing properties. There are so many ideas behind cash flow. In Bigger Pockets, Brandon Turner uses cash on cash return. On Investopedia, they call it return on investment. If you use RAIN, it's a cash flow zone. Whatever you want to call it, make sure you pick one of these methods and make your own assessment. Make the expenses and income as accurate as what you're doing. That way, when you start analyzing the houses, you will have a very accurate representation of what will actually happen. Once you have a list of houses, you can compare each property and see which house performs the best. When new houses become available, if you follow the same setup, you will know automatically which houses are worth looking at and which houses are not. It's a lot of fun. I have this huge Excel spreadsheet with all the house comparisons. But RAIN also comes out with this great property analyzer sheet as well that you can download for free. I'll leave a link down below. Step 6 is to look for older homes. When searching for homes, the two most important factors are location and layout. With that being said, you want to purchase a property that is near a really expensive community because that way you will be in the area next to an expensive area. These areas are fully developed with landmarks, public transportation, and essentials like schools, hospitals, and shopping. I've looked into houses in the downtown core, and these houses can be up to 100 years old. That is nuts if you think about it. Houses are built in the 1920s. These are houses older than my grandma. The best bang for buck houses are houses built 40 years ago. They are still relatively new, require light upgrades, and are slightly cheaper. These houses tend to be in areas that are next in line to get a big boost in value. The worst thing to do is pay for a house that already has the upgrades because there is a good chance your tenants won't take care of it. Look for houses that require maybe new kitchen hardware, a fresh coat of paint, new flooring. Never houses with foundation issues, roof issues, and utility room issues. Those will cost the most. Buying older home is great for renting. Renters like the charm. They are typically surrounded by others who are also renting. That is great. The next step is to make offers. When you have found a house that matches all your criteria, it has good positive cash flow, then it's time to submit an offer. If you read through an offer letter, there will be many conditions. These include financing, home inspection, appliances, and other things that are included in the house, and any holdbacks to the house. Once the offer is submitted to the sellers, there will be many rounds of negotiation. When negotiating, just remember the sellers can walk away at any time as well. This is why when making offers, it's always nice to make at least one offer every month to learn what you are able to get and what you are not. Gaining experience in this area is another important area because this is where the money is. Make many offers to see what will work and what won't. At the end of the day, an offer can only be accepted when everyone is happy with it. Now that you have an offer accepted, it's time. Do you also see those dislike trolls? Here they come! Attack back! Smash that like button! Hurry! Smash like button! They're closing in on me! Attack! Smash! It's working! Those dislike trolls are running away! Now, let's get back to looking for properties for the home inspection. One of my favorite parts about buying a house is the home inspection. You get to follow the inspector around the house and learn about the construction of the house, the different styles of construction over the decades, and some of the things you'll never hear about other than from the home inspector. I once ran into a home inspector that had wood for foundation instead of cement. Another home, we found out that the furnace wasn't even connected and working. It's these things where you walk through a house and everything seems to be in good order, and a single DIY project that the last homeowner did turns the whole house around. Whenever I have a home inspection, I follow the home inspector around everywhere. That way, you can listen to what they're looking for and learn. Some of the things I got to do was look into the attic to see what kind of attic insulation looks like, use a FLIR gun to look behind the drywall, and windows for air leaks. Then afterwards, I get a report with everything that is wrong, and I can bargain with the sellers to fix it. The home inspection is one of the best parts of the home buying process. The next step is closing. The offer has been accepted. The logical next step is to move in. Well, almost. There will be things that you will still need to pay for. These are the closing costs of the house, and you'll be surprised how much it will cost you. First, the appraisal. The appraisal is to make sure that the price you're purchasing the house at is what it's worth. The banks want to know this because if they are to lend you the money, and for whatever reason the bank wants to know that the house is worth something. Otherwise, it'll just be another 2008 housing crisis. The banks will need massive bailouts from Warren Buffett, and the national debt will continue to skyrocket. An appraisal typically costs around $200, and you will get report on what influences the house will have to justify the cost. They'll also use some houses in the area that sold recently to compare the value of the house. Normally, it's not going to break the deal, but a due diligence thing from the bank. Another closing cost is the lawyer. The lawyer will be the ones that officially sign off on the transfer between the money and the title. The lawyer typically costs around $1,000 to close the property. That's all to the closing costs. Now it's time for the next step, renovations. It's important to do renovations right away while the house is empty. Fix anything that the home inspection report says. The best things to do while the house is empty is paint and flooring. Those things will immediately bring the cost of the house up and the rent value up. Prospecting home buyers and renters will appreciate an updated house. Look for things that are modern and neutral. It's hard to say who you'll get to rent. I like colors in the cream range, like blue, light yellow, light red, beige, cream white. Nothing too flashy, and the color that is inviting. For the florist, choose things that are maintenance friendly. Linoleum floorings are durable and good price. They can also make your floor look and feel like it's actually hardwood or tiles. Carpet is also a great choice. It's good for soundproofing between units and provides a bit of warmth and insulation in the house. Choose carpets that are sisal or wilton. They are low maintenance fibers, great for tenants who won't take care of carpets, and easy to remove stains. Now that the renovations are done, it's finally time for step 11. Rent it out. The best thing to do is post your ads everywhere. The more people that sees your ad, the better, because this will allow a larger pool of tenants to choose from. I post my ads on free websites like Craigslist, Kijiji, and Facebook Marketplace. These 3 websites are the most popular and attracts the most showings. Make sure to be flexible with your time and be patient. The more showings you can do, the better. Prospecting tenants aren't always going to be available at any time you will be available because let's face it, we all have lives. Make a time that works for both of you. The most important things after a showing is telling them the next steps. You want to be inviting and making sure they apply. Hand out applications even if you think they won't apply. Once they apply, make sure to do your due diligence. Follow up on their references. Do a credit check and a background check. Otherwise, you'll end up like me, as I have explained in my worst tenant video. Hopefully, everything passes and you can finally sign a lease and move them in. Well done! You're renting now, it's time to repeat, and in step 12, it's time to scale up. Use the positive cash flow from your previous house to help pay for your next house. Use any saving you may have as well from your income to purchase your next house. Going through these steps again will be much easier and faster. You'll already know what you like and what you don't like. Maybe what you want to buy instead is a duplex or a fourplex and scale much faster. That way, instead of running around to multiple houses and showing multiple locations, all you'll need to do is show up to one house and can get a lot of work done. Scaling up is a great thing because the first house is the toughest. You treat it like it's your baby because you just got thrown into the renting business. It's natural to spend the most amount of time here, learn, sweat, and bleed here. Then your second house is pretty much the same thing, but now it's your second child. You're trying to learn from the first house still and manage the second house. Once you're at your third house is when things get easier. All houses get normalized and becomes one standard. Each house learns from each other and all the highs and lows. The volatility flattens out. Then the fourth and the fifth house is just a walk in the park. Soon you'll be managing $3 million in properties like me. Because I followed these steps, I can now travel the world with my wife every year, live in a 2,000 square feet house, and now I'm 90% plus of the way there to becoming a millionaire. If you want to scale up, it's so important to build systems and processes. This is step 13. Eventually, you will have to find help, and to get that person to help you out, they will need a process to follow. Organize everything and write everything down. Common issues like noise, you'll get so many complaints about noise. It'll be good to know how to deal with them the same way every time. Repairs, you'll need to prioritize them and have a good system for it. Changing locks is a constant and frequent thing that having a system and an organized key locker will be important. You'll also have to do your own file keeping, leases, inspections, notices, insurance documents, taxes, accounting. Keep all those documents organized and easy to access because they will be important at the least convenient of times. Like I said, keep building the systems and processes because they will be important to scale up to make your millions of dollars. If you'd like to hear more budgeting, engineering, or real estate tips, please leave a comment down below on what you want to hear. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new videos every week on Wednesday and Sundays. From the Ash Management Group, this is Daddy Dat saving you money.